Okay, so I just made a short on this like 20 seconds ago, but I need like a longer format so that I can just like rant more without getting cut off. So here we go. So obviously, like for a while, obviously I found out very early on when we got the information about the new Avatar series. I was like, oh, but I swear, something about it, like I literally can't. Every single fucking time I think about it, I get so fucking mad because it's so it's such bullshit. And obviously the hater, like Korra haters never went away. I know that, unfortunately, as much as I try and like, I have blocked a lot of people, and I don't like, I'm not in those circles as much as like, I avoid them as much as humanly possible, and I have like good community on a lot of the like platforms and sites that I do use. It still fucking like, weasels its way in, and I swear to fucking God, I'm going to like, just can't even stand it, because what do you fucking mean she died young? One, no, absolutely not. No, I simply refuse to accept it. Like, if that's fucking canon, and she like died when she was like still like just when she like wasn't fucking 1,000 years old, like not actually, but you know what I mean? Like, I just won't. I'm just not gonna accept it. Like, I don't even care if it's canon. Like, I will simply disregard it and make my own. I'm sorry. No, absolutely the fuck not. Two, like, what do you mean she's fucking like humanity's destroyer? No, fuck no. No, absolutely not. I don't know. Aside from the fact that Korra's literally never done anything wrong in her entire life, like, outside, like, obviously, I'm like partially like joking, but like not. And so, okay. And all the fucking like racist, misogynist, homophobic, biphobic, even like also like the ableist people are coming out like fucking hating on her, saying like, oh well, she never changed, this is proof of that. No, one, we clearly didn't watch the same series, because how can you say she never changed? We fucking meet her and she's like this cocky, I'm the Avatar, you gotta deal with it. In one, yes, like the cockiness is part of her like general personality, and I love that about her, but outside of that, you have to understand, she grew up in a like against her will for almost till she was almost a grown-ass adult. She was like 7 fucking teen when we meet her, like the series like officially begins. And so it's like she's like been raised in this echo chamber of like Avatar greatness. Like, this is your responsibility, this is all on you, you have to do this, you are so good, this is what you like, all of these things. And that's not on her whatsoever. Like, literally, she has no reason. There's no way for her to take responsibility for that, because she didn't do anything in that case. Like, it was all against her will, by the way. And it also completely fucked up her social abilities. Now, one, personally, I had canned her as autistic and having ADHD. But outside of that, like, also, like, people fucking hate her. Like, well, she was, like, such a bitch and, like, this, and this. And it's like, she did not know how to interact with people. Like, we see also in the comics, like, she was barely allowed to like ever go outside of like staying with the White Lotus and like her training and stuff. Like, she had no interaction with like really other people. Like, she had teachers and stuff, and like her parents and stuff, but she didn't have like peers. She had nobody. She wasn't around people her age. How was she going to know how to interact? Like, how is she supposed to like make friends or like understand like dating sort of things? It's not that like it's like well, she cheated, all of these things. Like, one, also the fucking people who are like, well, Korra's like cheating with Mako, and it's like, but then you don't hold Mako accountable. He was literally the one cheating on Asami, whatever. And so like, it's not her fault whatsoever. And just over the course of season 1, we see her grow so much from the place that we meet her in to like, and also she literally lost her fucking bending. Like, the thing that she puts so much of her identity, like she puts all of her identity into the fact that she's the Avatar, and this is her responsibility, and she has to do all of these things, or else she's like, it doesn't matter, like she's worthless otherwise. Like, this is genuinely just what's going on in her head, and we see it because she almost unalives herself after she loses her bending, because she thinks she does, like, who is she without her bending? Who is she without the Avatar? Like, she just needs to end it, so that like, because she's nothing without it, which is so fucking terrible alone. And so then we see her in season 2, and it's like so much, and the entire series from season 1 to season 4 and onwards, whatever, so much like her main arc of like her changing is about her spirituality, about learning all of these different things. But like season 2 especially, it's all focused on spirits, right? So we see that, and she grows so much to appreciate, and she literally loses like her, basically her like soul and her being, you know what I mean? And that's already like so fucking traumatizing as well. And just like she has to lose thousands of years of connections that were supposed to help her when she deals with all of these giant world, like global crises, and she just loses it like that. And that's not even fully on her. Like, it's really not. Like, she's not responsible for every fucking bad thing that happens in the series, despite what some of y'all would like to think. And so she fucking has that happen. And so then eventually she's like able, and she does all of this shit on her own. She like, and so then we see her also the entirety of season 3 until her like official fight with like the Red Lotus, like with Zahir. She doesn't even use the Avatar state because she's grown to respect it so much from season 2 specifically that she doesn't even use it, like because she's grown so much in that aspect. And then we see her in season 4 after fucking getting poisoned by a crazy man, nearly dying, like nearly being like nearly being unalived again. By being poisoned, and her having to like be conscious through the whole thing. It's not like, oh, she was knocked out. Like, she was physically experiencing her body dying and her losing everything that she cares about her own identity. And so she lives, but she's completely disabled. She cannot do anything. Like, she's so utterly depressed, and she has so much trauma, and she develops this, like, we see her PTSD, and it manifests in hallucinations, like all of these things. She's not able to do anything for herself, and that's especially traumatizing for somebody who we see is so, like, she's so focused. Like, she loves her independence. She wants to be able to be her own person, make her own decisions, and be able to take charge in her own life, especially because of the fact that she's the Avatar, and she feels that all of this shit in the world is all her responsibility, and she has no way to get any of it off of her shoulders. She's so it's so important to her to be able to take care of things on her own and take accountability, and she can't do anything for herself. She cannot walk, she cannot dress herself, any of these things. And that is so, it's so shitty to have that sort of debilitating experience. That fucking is terrible. I speak from personal experience. It's such a horrible feeling from being able to do even the most basic tasks, like for other people, to just not be able to do those anymore, or not be able to do them the same way, or having so many struggles and having to work towards being able to do it again when it seems so hopeless. That's such a terrible, traumatizing, just genuinely scarring experience. And she goes through all of that, and we see her. And also, I know I said it again, but the hallucinations, like this, she's so damaged, she can't, like, her perception of reality is literally being altered because of how traumatized she is. And so we see her grow. And so throughout season 4, we see even just like her fight, like with her fight with Kuvira, we see how much she's grown. Like, she's so compassionate, and she's so loving and caring, even more so than before, and she's so understanding. She takes all of these other things into account. She's grown so much, and that's what like saves everything, because of that growth that we've seen her go through the entire fucking series. And so oh my god, I just she goes through all of this to save fucking the entire world and everybody in it. She goes through all of this, a new villain every fucking series, every single fucking season throughout the series. That's 4 fucking things that she's going through, and she goes through so much trauma, and she comes out growing and stronger in all of these things, and she keeps prevailing despite all of this shit that she's been through. And then you're gonna fucking tell me that she didn't grow and that she actually just ruined the entire world? Fuck you. No, actually, like, go fuck yourself. I fucking can't stand you. And I don't even mean that in a funny way. I mean that in a real fucking way, because also, no. Also, on, like, her dying young, no. I know I said it before, I will say it again, absolutely fuck no. I will disregard it. If it's canon, I will disregard it. I will make my own canon. Thank you. Because I swear to fuck, no, because actually she lived for so fucking long, and she grew old with her fucking, like, the love of her life. She grew old with a zombie, and they died within, like, literal seconds of each other, not even being aware of it, after living, like, a long, happy, hundreds of years, like, life together. No, that's the only, like, literally, that's the only fucking thing I was up. They were, like, old and gray and married and in love and happy, and they've gone through life becoming stronger and more in love together, and then they just like go together. If like it's not, no one, so no, Korra didn't die young. Like that's not what she deserves to have the happiness for the rest of like for a long ass life and enjoy her relationships, especially her one with Asami. Like also if Korra does die young and Asami is just there, like I don't want a Katara situation. I don't fucking want that. And I think about this a lot, which is like, you cannot tell me, and like my own personal, like you cannot tell me that Asami because also Asami and Katara would be like this. Like I don't think you understand, they would be best fucking friends after they meet. And I have like a whole timeline that I have like created in my own head, but outside of that, like you cannot tell me that after like having conversations or whatever and getting to know Katara and like what she's been through more, you can't fucking tell me that Asami doesn't have a conversation with Korra and she fucking makes her promise like that she can die first, because she sees that like as much as Katara is like happy and she loves seeing, you know, Korra and stuff. That would be so fucking painful to see the love of your life, your literal soulmate, just be reincarnated and just not be able to be with them ever again. Like that's after, like no, like actually no, absolutely fuck no. Also, if they try and pull some, like also in addition to that, like option of like, oh, Korra died young, and Asami, if they fucking have Asami in the show, if that happens and then she remarries, go fuck yourself. Actually, I cannot stand, no, absolutely the fuck not, no. I know I keep saying no, but like absolutely the fuck not. I will not accept that. That's not canon to me. I don't care if it's in an official show. I don't give a fuck. Because they're literally soulmates. Like it's not even, also like probably like a few months ago by now, but Avatar, like official Avatar channel on YouTube came out with this like tier list video of ships, and like the top, like the best like top row tier whatever was like spiritually bound, and then the other one was like below it, and it was still a good one, but it's not the best. And so they put Katang in spiritually bound, which I fuck with. I love Katang, don't get me wrong, but then when they go through, also there's like other ones, and they agree that Makora was like not, it wasn't in like the worst row where it was like something about like destroying nations, but it was like still bad. But then they put Mako and Asami, they put Masami and like whatever, it was like something like a negative adjective, but hopeful, and it was like, bitch, what do you mean hopeful? Fuck no. No. That was even a bit, like, that was also a train wreck. I don't understand why that happened. And so then they rank Korrasami after both ranking those two, and they literally don't put them in spiritually bound. They put them in like the row after that. Have you read your own content? Because I literally can go get it. Actually, hold on, give me a second. Okay, so I've literally bought like every art book and comic and everything that they've come out with for Legend of Korra. And so obviously patterns in time, right? Also look at the cover, because that's what we're talking about. Also they have Korrasami in another one of the comics, but that's not the point. Anyway, it also has the part where fucking Korra like she has like a whole plotline about the fact that she like doesn't know how to interact with kids her own age, and like the fact that she was being restricted and she wasn't allowed, and it was like a whole fucking battle, and she still struggled with that socially. Okay, whatever. Because I also fucking talked about that. But okay. And then you get to after all of the comics, and it's the sketchbook of it, right? Which I personally love, right? We see all these comments about like the art and, you know, the writing of the comics that are in the book. Okay, I'm just gonna nose by editor Rachel Roberts. Okay, we want, also look at the covers. I don't know if you can even see this, but this is more the one that they go with on the actual front of it, which is absolutely gorgeous, but also the other one of them like almost kissing. Okay, so about these covers, it literally says, okay, it was an honor to work with a brilliant artist, I can't say that name, I'm sorry, for this cover. Every time I've worked with them, again, I can't say the name, I'm sorry. In the past, I've always been blown away by her copious use of visual metaphor and deep symbolism, as well as the extensive thought that goes into the compositions. For the first cover sketch, this is the one that they're talking about, the like original design of this, she noted that, quote, everything is being split apart while simultaneously being held together by a common soul and a common heart. Literally, the Republic City Spirit Portal, the double helix and beam of light, and all of the spirit vines and foliage of the spirit wilds in the shape of the human vascular system, which is being shared by two split halves, one of a korra and one of a sami. Also, then, just outside of that, after about the kissing one, it says, in the unused second sketch, korra and sami are almost, quote, korra and sami are almost spirits themselves, their bodies passing through each other with the vines and other objects moving, an allegory, quote, an allegory for humans and spirits no longer having boundaries between each other and learning to coexist and cohabitate. But about the first one, we're literally talking about the sketching of the art that is used for the cover of your own fucking comic books that you published officially. This is all fucking canon. And it literally says that they're being held together by everything is being held together by a common soul and a common heart, which is being shared by two split halves, one of korra and one of sami. Literally, canonically, within your own books that you fucking publish, it says that they are spiritually bound, that they are soulmates, that they share this one spirit, this one soul, this one heart. It's split in half. One cannot exist without the other. They complete each other. You're literally fucking saying that they are soulmates, that they are spiritually bound, but you fucking do a tier list and you say that they're not? Are you fucking kidding me? No. Go, like, no. It's so fucking, it's literally your own comments. But I simply will disregard about the new show, I will disregard the canon if they didn't, like, grow old together and live happily ever after and die within, the longest is seconds of each other without even realizing the other one is dead. I don't care. Actually, no. Absolutely the fuck not. Because what are you fucking talking? No, she went through so much, and you're gonna tell me that she just went through more? No, actually, no. She lived happily ever after and actually never had problems. And she's actually never done anything wrong in her life. I understand, like, objectively, that other things are gonna come up. She dealt with 4 fucking, like, totally different supervillains, basically. Like, supervillains throughout her entire fucking series. And you're gonna tell me that after all of that trauma, she continues to go through it and that she is humanity's destroyer and she, like, No, absolutely not. No. Like, I don't even, like, I partially mean this funny way and partially mean it real way, but, like, she's actually never done anything wrong in her entire life. And I, like, genuinely, I simply don't care. And everyone needs to fuck off if they're saying otherwise. Like, please just stop talking. Because all of your arguments are not correct. They're all not based in fact. You obviously did not watch the series, or you're just intentionally, like, saying complete bullshit. Because it does not align whatsoever with the actual canon of any of the show or the comics that come after it. Because her growth also continues within the comics and her efforts in Ruins of the Empire. It keeps going. And as much as I dislike a lot of the writing in Ruins of the Empire especially, she keeps going. More and more growth. She just keeps improving and trying to better herself as a person so that she can become, like, the avatar that she wants to be. Because she still wants that. She still wants to take the responsibility and be able to do her part after all of this, despite the fact that she still blames herself for so much of the shit that she went through because of the amount of trauma she experienced. No. Like, genuinely, no. I really am not kidding when I say I will disregard canon. I don't care. No. It's just not gonna happen. Like, I refuse to accept that fact. I refuse it. That's about it. This is like 20 minutes long, but I literally could go on for hours. It's so stupid. Everyone just needs to shut up. Just leave korra alone. I will be a korra defender till the day I die. #1 fucking korra defender right here. Okay? Never gonna stop, because she's actually never done anything wrong in her entire life. Argue with the wall. That's a window. Argue with the wall. Like, no. Just please stop talking. Leave korra alone. Alright, that's about it. Thanks if you actually watched this and listened to me ramble. I apologize if you did. But thank you. that's about it. I just really wanted to rant because it's really frustrating. So I guess the overall message is, fuck off. No, because actually, just leave Korra alone. Just stop. Just leave her alone. Please. Please. Just please do. Leave her alone. Thanks.